I realize the NBA Finals don't resume until Tuesday night, but this being Monday, we've got to definitely reflect on what happened less than 24 hours ago in San Antonio last night, where the Spurs really took the Heat to the woodshed. What a ballsy move by head coach Greg Popovich, giving Manu Ginobili the start. Now, yesterday in the video report, I detailed how Ginobili had been struggling, and you were aware of it as well, especially if you'd been betting on the Spurs in the series, as he had averaged just 7.5 points a game. But Popovich goes ahead and puts him in the starting lineup. His first start of the entire season, regular and postseason. And what a difference it made. Normally, Ginobili comes off the bench, and quite often he spells Parker. Ginobili is one of those hybrid guards, okay? He's definitely a scorer, but he's a guy who not only can create his own shot, but he's also an outstanding passer. Well, now suddenly you got Parker and you got Ginobili on the floor at the same time. And you saw how the Spurs offense just opened up, how it was much more freewheeling and freestyling. And you saw how they just put points on the board and attacked Miami relentlessly. And the irony here is, of course, is that when Miami came out of the Indiana series, where the Pacers deliberately played a much more slow down tempo and a much more physical game, everybody said, Miami was going to thrive once it was able to get back and run the floor against the Spurs. Well, that hasn't worked out too well on most occasions in this series, has it? As Heat find themselves down in a 3-2 lead, 3-2 hold. Now, granted, they do have games 6 and 7 at home, but it's kind of interesting to reflect. Go back to game number 4 in this series after the Spurs had taken a 2-1 series lead. Eric Spoelstra went ahead and he put Mike Miller in his starting lineup, and he basically went small. And by going small, that meant the Spurs, who really had gotten tremendous production out of a guy I've talked about many times this NBA season, Tiago Splitter, it limited him to pretty much 14 ineffective minutes in game number 4. So Popovich counters. Spoelstra goes small again with Miller in the starting lineup, right? Popovich counters going with Ginobili, and suddenly, what's going to happen in the backcourt? Because when you've got Parker and Ginobili in the backcourt at the same time for the Spurs, who's left to guard them for the Miami Heat? I mean, you got Mario Chalmers back there, but Mike Miller, he couldn't defend his own shadow. Ray Allen, are you serious? I mean, that leaves you with Norris Cole back there. I mean, maybe Shane Battier if they move him to the backcourt. Problem is, it's a defensive nightmare for the Miami Heat. And, I often say about the law of averages. And, the box score doesn't lie when you look at the law of averages. If I had told you yesterday, going into game number 5, that Dwayne Wade would have 25 points, LeBron James would have 25 points, that Chris Bosh would have 16 points, the trio would combine right there for 65 points. Not the 85 that they had in game number 4. And, FYI, Ray Allen was going to come off the bench and give you 21. You would have said, give me Miami, book them, they're going to take it easy last night. Well, all that happened, and the Spurs still were up by 13 points after the first quarter and still won that game comfortably by 10 points. What is Miami going to do? How are they going to get more points? I mean, okay, let's say LeBron goes for 35 in game number 6 tomorrow night. Is Ray Allen going to go for 21 again? I mean, is Shane Battier, who's been miserable shooting the ball in this postseason, going to give you more than 7 points? I mean, is Mario Chalmers going to give you more than 7 points? If you're going to play a freestyling, freewheeling type of game, the Spurs are going to be a nightmare matchup for you because they have too much depth, too many interchangeable parts. I'll tell you what, if you bet Miami in the series, it's not time to bail out yet, but you've definitely got to be concerned. And then the other side of that equation. If you bet the Spurs as an underdog in the series, maybe the best bet for you is to stay away from game number 6, the side selection. Because really, you've already got a vested interest. And instead, maybe, I'm just suggesting, maybe you wait till Game 7. But hey, we'll talk more about the NBA Finals tomorrow night. I mean, the thing that concerns me today is that Snoop Lion, the former Snoop Dogg, came out and he says that Michael Vick should be the Eagles' starting quarterback. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure Chip Kelly is just quaking in his boots. I'm sure Chip Kelly woke up this morning and said, Jesus, I left Eugene, Oregon, I came to Philadelphia, I took over the Eagles, and now Snoop Dogg, Snoop Lion, he's all over my case. He wants Michael Vick starting at quarterback. I'm sure it was a restless night for Chip Kelly. Okay, listen, your free pick's coming up here in just a moment. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. Brad Wilton, I know this is different. I always talk about the losers before I talk about the winners, but yeah, that's why you got to love the site. Brad Wilton had been a perfect 3-0 with his 109 releases in the NBA season this year. They all came in the playoffs in the past 3 weeks. Yesterday, he was in a position to go for it, and he did. The first ever 209 play of his career, And, of course, it was on the Miami Heat, and it was a loser. And, I mean, listen, nobody likes to lose, and nobody likes to lose a tremendous way. But I've always maintained that when you're winning, when you build up some bankroll, that's when you are afforded the opportunity to take shots. You've got to go for them, because that's how you take a little bankroll and explode it. Now, sometimes it implodes, like yesterday, but at least he was in the position to do so. So he did not cash yesterday. However, congratulations to Brian Rosica, who, for the fourth straight time here in the NBA Finals, he's had 4 100-dime plays. The first 3 were side selections on games 2, 3, and 4. Last night, game 5, had a 100-dime play on the over. So he's now a perfect 4 for 4 with those selections. Of course, Anthony Redd also had the over yesterday, which you got for the $5 play of the day. And you also got his total winner in baseball, a huge 75-dimer on Seattle and Oakland under the total on Saturday, also as the $5 play of the day. So you picked up a nice 125 dimes of profit the past 2 days, thanks to A-Red, for a total cost of $10. I'm turning to him once more today because he is going for winner number 10 out of 14. Over the past, winning day number 10 out of 14. And over the past 13 days, $10 bettors are up $3,111. Today, 50-dime winner number 5 out of 7. The Mets Braves over under. That is going to be the play. And listen, guys, you can get it and save $50 in the process simply by using this coupon code Vegas50. Vegas50. That will get you Anthony Redd's winner number 10 out of 13. Jeff Benton, who also cashed in yesterday with a big 40-dime play. He's now 4-1 with those 40-dimers in the NBA playoffs, scoring with the over yesterday. Today he has a play twice as strong. His biggest baseball play of the season. It's an 80-dime run line lock on the nighttime card, going for winning day number 8 out of 12 overall, and that is the half-price play of the day. You can save 50% on your purchase, half-price play of the day, simply by using coupon code JEFF3250. JEFF3250. Now, if you want to pick your own discount, here's your deal. Your money-saving discount coupon code, save $34 off of any purchase at any Handicapper or any package here. It's a one-time usage coupon today. It's your choice. Save 34. Save 34. And of course, all these coupons are right below me as well. And finally, $5 play of the day, turning to Scott Delaney for 60-dime baseball winner number 8 out of 12. Scott 64 is that coupon code. Scott 64, just as strong as a 60-dime winner. I believe it was last night on the San Diego Padres over Arizona. How about the Padres? After that horrific start, they are now back at 500. Save $64 by using coupon code SCOTT64, and that'll get you Scott Delaney's 60-dime winner in baseball, number 8 out of 12 today for $5 little. Remember, if any of these handicappers aren't at the site that you happen to be seeing my video on right now, just contact customer service, and they will point you in the right direction. Now, let's get to your free selections here. The first play, I'm going to go with Kansas City, minus $1.30 at Cleveland. The Indians have definitely cost me quite a bit of money here over the past week. I lost with them going against them on Tuesday. I lost with them going against them again yesterday. I've often said to you that when you're on a roll, every conceivable break is going your way. But when you're not on a roll, you think every single break in the world is going against you. Long term, I got to be honest with you, the breaks ultimately do, if you look on the long term, more often than not go your way. But when you're in the middle of a losing streak like I am, trust me, guys, you think every damn break goes against you. Yesterday, I went with the Washington Nationals as a cheap road chalk, minus $1.25 at Cleveland, right? Nationals in that one, Steven Strasburg on the hill. The Indians had 5 hits in the damn game, and they won 2-0. And that's what I mean, man. When the breaks are going against you, they are definitely piling up. But I'm going to go against Cleveland once more today because naturally I'm not betting in the game involving the Indians. So naturally today I will win this play, just like I won the free play going against the Tribe on Saturday with the Washington Nationals. Tonight I'm going to go with Kansas City minus $1.30, going with James Shields in this game. You know, they went out, the Royals, and got James Shields and Wade Davis from Tampa to really give them an ace in their pitching staff. And he really has performed as one, even though his record is not indicative of how well he's pitched this season because he's just 2-6 despite a 2.79 ERA. You can guess why, because his run support is among the worst in baseball, under 3 runs a game, like 2.97, 2.63 earned run average and 7 road starts this season. The team has won each of his last 3 starts, a stretch where his ERA is 2.14. You know, the Royals are playing some good ball here. They just took 3 out of 4 against Tampa on the road at Tropicana Field, scoring 25 runs in the process. They have won 10 of their last 12 games overall. Now, granted, the Indians just did take 2 out of 3 against the Nationals at home, and they have won 4 out of 5. But before winning 4 out of 5, they had lost 8 in a row and 16 out of 20. So, interesting game in terms of the standings, too. Now, the Indians are only a half game above Kansas City. Royals are 1 game under 500. The Indians are back at 500 after their recent streak. I'm going to go with Shields and the Royals in this one, despite the lack of run support they've shown him this season, because I don't like the fact that the Indians are going with Carlos Carrasco. Listen, he came off Tommy John surgery. He's made 2 starts this season. He's been absolutely ripped in both of those starts. Just finished serving a 7-game suspension. His first start was April 9th against the Yankees. 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits and 7 runs allowed. Not too good, right? His next start was June 8th, right before serving the 7-game suspension. He gave up 6 runs and 10 hits in 4+ innings against the Tigers. So again, I'm going to go with Kansas City as the first free selection. The next free selection, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds, minus $1.15 against Pittsburgh. Now, Francisco Liriano has just been a godsend for the Pirates rotation. This is another guy plucked out of nowhere, coming back from injury, and has really been a tremendously productive pitcher. 5-2 with a 2.36 earned run average. And I was on him either as a free pick or as a paid pick in his first 3 starts of the season. And one of the reasons why I saw his strikeout numbers. You know, when Liriano is pitching well, he's accumulating the Ks, okay? And he was doing that in his minor league rehab stint. He was doing it through most of his starts this season. But his last start, he really struggled. 6 innings of work against the Giants, 8 hits, 4 runs allowed, only 2 strikeouts in those 6 innings. So I'm going to go against the Pirates tonight, and I'm going to back the Reds with Mike Leake, who is 4-1 with a 1.13 earned run average in his last 6 starts. One of those starts happened to be against the Pirates in back on June 1st, when he threw 6 innings of shutout ball and ironically beat Liriano in that contest, even though Liriano pitched well with 1 run allowed and 11 Ks in 6 innings in that start. Reds are coming off a 5-1 win over the Brewers. They took 2 out of 3 in that series. They've won 5 of their last 7 overall. They're 12 games over 500 at home this season. Meanwhile, the Pirates, 1 game over 500 on the road after taking 2 out of 3 in 2 consecutive home series against the Giants and the Dodgers. But again, this one's at Great American Ballpark. I'm going to go with the Reds as the cheap home favorite, minus the 115 as your other free pick for Monday. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and we'll talk more about the NBA playoffs in game number 6. More free picks and money-saving discount coupon codes on your Tuesday video reports.